Welcome back to Love and Junk Food. I'm Laura.
I'm John.
And today we're talking about the biggest food trends for 2023.
The biggest food trends for 2023? What could they be?
Well, I'll tell you here in a minute. Do you remember when we used to do food news?
Yes.
Do you remember
news,
when we used to do
news.
food news? That was fun.
Yeah.
And in fact, I think we're going to do it again. But we kind of went away from it because we were doing it once a month and there wasn't that much exciting food news every month. So I think we're going to do it quarterly. But right now, we're just going to talk about what they're calling to be the biggest food trends for this year. So this is 2023 food trends, the biggest trends of the year. And I found this article at cozymeal.com. If you're interested in checking them out, you might be.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was interesting. I had never heard of it before, but it's a website where you can do cooking classes, sign up for cooking classes, but you can also do online cooking classes. They do food tours, and there's all kinds of interesting articles and information there. So
Never heard of them.
cozymeal.com if you're curious. So we're going to go through all the biggest food trends, starting with lifestyle trends.
Okay.
In the beginning. Number one, we're just going to say yes or no. We find it interesting. We agree with it. You know, we would partake in these trends.
Right.
Urban farm produce. So, more rooftop gardening and finding little spots and spaces in an urban environment where you can grow, and also an uptick in hydroponics.
Okay. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think that, people should be having their own garden and raising some of their own food, and we like to do that. Mm-hmm. We do, we have a yard.
But we don't have to.
But we don't. We use container gardens, so we have pots and we plant in there. I think that could be used in, an urban environment. And
I'm really interested in hydroponics too.
Anything that can help us grow food, I think, is important.
Yeah.
Hydroponics, that's, years ago, that was like just science stuff,
I know.
And now we can get it on Amazon or whatever. And
what's funny is we've talked about how we do POV stuff on YouTube, and we recently watched that ride through Epcot,
yeah.
And it was something about the future, and I remember being, so interested when I was a child. I mean, I was on vacation with my parents. I was maybe like 12, but they did a whole section about hydroponic growing.
Yeah.
And remember when we watched it, we were like, oh yeah, that was so cool. That was it wasn't that long ago.
Right.
But I was 12.
But that was the future, right? And here we are.
Yeah.
You could order it on Amazon and have it at your house in 2 days.
It seemed space age.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, if I owned a place, I would definitely find a little, a restaurant. I mean, I would want to find a little corner where I could grow something, even an herb garden, whatever. When we go and stay in Chicago, and we're in a, multi-story building, we love to look out and see there's a lot of gardening being done on rooftops, and also green spaces just for hanging out. We love that. Makes for good people watching too.
That's right.
By the way. Okay, next, climate conscious foods. So this is paying attention to soil quality when growing like grains and vegetables, and making more non-meat plant-based choices.
Sure. I agree with that. Yeah, wholeheartedly, I believe in that. I think that we should be conscious about the environment and make decisions, in growing our own food and really in everything, industry. The caveat to that, is if we start doing things that raise food prices, and, if people that are already struggling to get food would have less than, so, it's kind of a balance, but, I think that trend really needs to take off and just become standard.
And I think everybody in the world is experiencing the same things, and if you're different than we are here, let us know. But we're still struggling with food shortages in certain areas.
Sure.
And and staffing of restaurants and all of the things that happened during the thing, you know, back in 2020, we're still feeling the effects, including food prices. So I hate to see them go up anymore. But yeah, if we can, we are making more non-meat choices. Yeah. That's not so much about the environment, although we're concerned about that. It's mostly for heart health.
Yeah. Right
now. Okay, so next is pasture-raised meat and eggs.
Okay, I agree with that completely. I mean, you can get, I like to see that there are more options like that in the supermarkets now. Yeah. So, you know, like eggs, you can get free-range eggs. Yeah. Or, you know, free-range chicken or grass-fed beef.
Yeah.
Yep. You know, and I think that should be the standard. I think it's healthier for the animals and healthier for us.
Yeah, but they need to make the gap between that kind of thing and like entry level, whatever it is. Right. They need to fill that gap in a little bit. Because sometimes, like, there are like regular eggs that used to be 79 cents a dozen or $1.12 a dozen or whatever. It's now like $3 and $4 for the same eggs. And then if you go to the higher end, you're talking like $8, $7, $8.
Yeah, over
sometimes more
sometimes,
for a dozen eggs, which just seems crazy. Let me know how much you pay for a dozen eggs where you live. I'm so curious. So anyway, next. This is interesting. Island flavors.
Okay.
So much more tropical fruit. This is going to be a trend in drinks, in food, in everything. You're going to see more pineapple, papaya, mango. Yep. Passion fruit, those kind of flavors. But also spices.
Okay.
So like jerk and, you know, different spices. I'm down with that.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as, except for the mango,
yeah.
right?
Bring on the pineapple. Save the mango.
That's right.
Okay, next is baking with spice. So there's going to be a huge trend, and maybe you're seeing it already where you live, and we've seen it a little bit like on cooking shows.
Sure.
Where they have to add like pepper, like cayenne pepper into a dessert.
Like a chocolate cake or something like that.
Yeah, or cinnamon. I mean, cinnamon's kind of a big thing already here, but I mean hotter than that.
Right. Gotcha. Well, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, though, I ain't eating it.
I'm saying I'm probably not down with that trend. However, I do love Mexican hot chocolate that has a little kick to it.
Yeah, it's
a little.
Kick. Yeah, it's all about the balance, right? You can't overload it and make a spicy cake.
I mean, you probably could, and people would probably get down with that. Just not me.
Not me either.
We represent this.
Is it the lollipop deal?
That and reducitarian eating.
What?
So you've heard of vegetarian, you've heard of vegan, you've heard of pescatarian, right? Reducitarian means you're not
eating something that's on sale.
It means you're just reducing the amount of animal-based products that you eat. Well, like I said, we are doing that a little bit, a couple of meals a week. And every meal we're trying to eat more vegetables. Instead of a carb or a starch on the side, we've replaced it with maybe a vegetable. Like if we have meat, it might be a meat, a veg, and a salad instead of meat, vegetable, starch.
Yeah.
But sometimes if we're making like a pasta or, you know, one pot dish or a soup or something, we've been doing that meatless. I get down with that.
Sure.
I don't think the whole world has to go vegetarian. I don't judge you if you eat meat or you don't eat meat, but we are just trying to eat a little less. That's all.
Yes, absolutely.
Next.
Okay.
I am really here for this trend, and you are too. Okay. You're going to be here for it. Ready?
Right, let's see.
International barbecue.
Okay.
So that means more like there's going to be a huge swing in like Thai flavors, Korean.
Let's do it.
If you've never had Korean barbecue, you must.
Oh my gosh.
There's nothing better.
Bulgogi.
That's it. Yeah. You're also going to see things like from the Middle East, Mediterranean,
Nice.
Asia,
Yeah,
not
I'm
just
good with that.
what we think of as, you know,
Yeah.
American barbecue, you know,
Yeah.
or whatever. So
Let's do it.
I'm there for it. Okay, so that's all the lifestyle
Okay.
ones. Now we're on to ingredients. Number 1, have you seen this little trend? If you're on TikTok, you have butterboards.
No, I have no idea what that is.
Okay, a butterboard is like charcuterie or like a cheese board.
Okay.
You take it and you put butter down.
Okay.
And then you add seasoning, sometimes oil over the top, spices, and little mix-ins. And then it's to run like bread through.
Okay.
I have never done it, and so I stand on this. If you've never tried something, how can you say, that's gross, I don't like it, da 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 da. But in my head, it doesn't sound like something I must do, but I probably will at some point.
I mean, I can see it being all right, you know, oil, butter, seasonings, and everything like that. Some nice bread. I mean, that's fine. But like, if you're gonna have that for a party or something, and everybody's gonna be dipping their fingers in bread, and no thanks.
If you've done a butterboard out there and you're watching, I'm so curious, what kind did you do? I saw one with like red onion and rosemary and thyme, and I can dig it. I think it could be good.
Can you dig it?
Yeah, I think it could be good, but also, the idea of just eating, it feels like you're going to eat way more butter that way than you would just put on a little piece of bread. Am I wrong about that? I don't know. I don't think I'm down with it, but never say never because I've never tried it.
Guess what? Video coming soon.
One of you, if you think it's a good idea, let us know. We'll try it. Next is tinned fish. So what I mean by that, if it is tuna, you will see it more upscale. So not just a tuna salad sandwich or whatever. You might see it on pizza or like upscale tuna melts if it's tuna. But I don't mean tuna so much. I mean other tinned fish. So octopus, mussels,
sardines,
mackerel, things like that, and used in a more elevated way.
I think that's a cheap move. Like, they're just trying to lower their costs and everything and then push it off and charge people a lot of money for it.
I mean, maybe, but also think about it. If we're complaining about food costs, restaurants are struggling through that too.
Yeah, but they can pass that cost on to their customers.
They can also pass on the food savings to their customers too if they are able to source it cheaper.
I doubt that.
I don't think in my lifetime, but we do have a food channel. In my regular life, outside of this food channel, I don't think I ever need to try a tinned octopus or mussels or anything like that. Will we?
Video coming soon.
Yeah. I mean, I would try it, but I don't like it that much just fresh, let alone
popping one in your mouth from
out
a
of
can.
A
little octopus.
Never say never, because again, I've never tried it, so I don't want to like turn my nose up at it, but it doesn't sound like something I would really like. But if they can make it special and other people would like it, great. One of the kids absolutely loves sardines. And anchovies, I know, used to be kind of like a high class thing, like fancy, you like anchovies on your pizza. And then that kind of went away. Now they're coming back. So anyway.
I'll pass on that one.
Okay. What do you think about tinned fish? Peppers and hot flavors. That trend has been around. I say no for me personally, but I know the world wants it, so I'll allow it.
Keep it coming. I don't know about so much like snacks and like crunchy treats and stuff like that. I'm not really a big fan like that, but actual spicy food, oh yeah, love it.
Yeah, you know how I feel. Next,
Yeah.
This I really don't know. I don't know what to say. And we have some friends on here that are vegetarian and vegan, and maybe they can tell me, educate me, because I don't know. vegan eggs. They're about the same as regular eggs as far as like the amount of like protein and everything and calories that you get in a regular egg. And I've never tried vegan eggs, I don't think.
Where do you get vegan eggs? Like, what are they made out of? That's what I mean. Like, where do you get them?
Yeah. They make them at the grocery store. Believe in magic.
I doubt that.
I would be willing to try them. But
I mean, sure.
Sometimes when you manufacture something, the texture ends up being an issue.
Can you believe that we are in the day and age where we are manufacturing
eggs.
Food?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like growing meat or, whatever. It's crazy. It boggles the mind.
You know what else, though? Some people are allergic to eggs.
Yeah.
So that would be a good
true.
substitute.
Yeah.
I'm not allergic to eggs, but I have an egg, what's the word? Aversion. Yeah. Yep. I once had a flu shot and had a really bad reaction, and then we found that I had a little egg situation. My body it'll let me eat them, but it kind of says, just a little.
Eat recycled food. It's good for you and for the environment.
Yeah, I'd like to hear more about vegan eggs, but as long as the texture and the taste and everything, I can see using it in something more than just eating like an omelet.
Right.
But
yeah.
But I don't know what I'm talking about. So, I
just want to know what it's made out of.
We'll have to look it up when we're done with this video. Am I willing to try it? Yes. Video coming soon. Alternative chocolates.
What does that mean?
So it said that there's a thing called ruby chocolate and like golden chocolate, and the ruby chocolate has a berry taste to it, and the golden chocolate can either taste like caramel or toffee, but it's different than just mixing it in with the regular chocolate. It's like higher end specialty chocolate.
Gone too far now, messing with chocolate.
I mean, I don't think it's that different than what like a high end like chocolate shop does now. Am I wrong about that?
Well, you can get those like fruit with chocolate,
It sounds
so
like...
it's not like it's the flavor combinations go, I guess is what I'm saying.
It sounds like more of that. Yuzu is next.
Okay. All right.
Which is a fruit, and it's supposed to be...
like citrusy, right?
Yeah, but cranked up citrusy, like way more sour than lemons or limes. I think, but kind of looks like a lemon, small and kind of speckledy.
I don't think I've actually had one before.
Never.
I mean, seen one before, but I have had that taste before.
Yeah. So I don't know how I feel. A new fruit, great. Not new, but more readily available.
So
great.
That's going to be a trend for this year. Is supposed to be using more yuzu flavor.
Yeah, like seeing it in cocktails and.
Like
other
what was
things.
that purple stuff that was all the rage like a year ago or 2 years ago? Ube, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next. I've never heard of this. Moringa. Which is a plant, and they said that you'll see it more in salads, like the leaves as part of salads, but it's very high priced / hard to get. So where you will see it more is in powdered form to add to like smoothies and shakes and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like you might see it now if you go to like a smoothie place. I don't know, if somebody knows more about that, let me know. I've never had it. I don't really know how I feel if it has health benefits, which it said that it did. Yeah.
If
yes.
it's rare and it's going to be trending, we better start growing some now.
We better see if we can. I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong too, again, we don't research and, that's what we do after we put out the video.
That's right.
The leaves kind of looked like they came from like a lemon tree or something. Like I wonder if it's grown on a bush rather than a plant. That's what it looked like. Or a tree or something. I don't know. Next, turmeric.
All right. Yeah. All for it. Let's go.
Much more of it. It says that it's one of the healthiest spices. It has health benefits. It's different than adding like salt to something.
Yeah.
So I don't want to really talk about health benefits too much, but You can always
Yeah.
look it up. But
Sure.
we like that. We use it.
Yeah.
Sure. More. Yeah.
Never really used it outside of like Indian food, but you know, so good.
I'm trying to think of when I've used it. Always in a spice blend, I feel.
Yeah,
More than
right.
by itself.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Plant-based chicken. Yes. And yes. And also, we were just at the grocery store looking in the healthy section, like the frozen section.
Yeah.
And there was a ton of plant-based chicken.
Yeah, the cauliflower nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't just mean that. Also, we're going to see plant-based chicken pop up in fast food restaurants and other restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be available. And do I agree with that? Yes. I think there should be more alternatives for people that don't want to eat meat.
Absolutely.
Period. Next, pasta, which a lot of people kind of shied away from for a little while because of all the carbs. You know, keto killed pasta. Pasta's coming back, but I mean, making a comeback. I've always loved
Pasta
pasta.
never went anywhere.
Yeah. But
According to me.
you know how you can see like spinach pasta and like there's going to be more pasta made with other things like legumes and you know, vegetable. Like I've seen beet infused, spinach infused, like we talked about, pasta, and definitely made from other things.
Yeah, like we've seen black bean pasta before.
Chickpeas.
Yeah, chickpeas. Yep.
Yep. I'm down with that. I'm willing to try all of that.
Sure.
If it's better for us. I mean, right now we don't really have a choice. And we have to balance some of the other stuff that we try, right?
That's right.
All right. Next is beverages. There's only a few in this category. The first one is botanicals.
No
so
thanks.
more lavender and hibiscus and that kind of stuff added. That's not my favorite.
No, I don't want that.
That elderflower is supposed to be really popular. I like to smell actual real flowers. I don't like flower scented anything like laundry soap, room
it
spray,
bothers your
candles.
asthma too, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. And I don't really like the taste. But if you send us something or we see something and we try it, I will eat my words. But for right now, I think that's enough for me. All right, next is bold flavors.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's something everybody can get behind, right?
Yeah.
And what it said is, you know how years past there's been some like muddied flavors where, you know, there's 15 ingredients in the, you know, it's elderberry, watermelon, hibiscus,
Sure.
right? Whatever it is, lemonade. It's going to be like watermelon, but really like punched up, or blueberry, but really like bold.
Okay.
And a return to nostalgic flavors.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I think like licorice and things like from childhood.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, sure. Bold flavors.
Well, let's do it.
I'm down with that. Sometimes when there's too many things together, parts and pieces get lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm down with that.
Sometimes you just make it a little too complicated, you know? You just gotta go simple. Sometimes simple is best.
Yeah. Okay. Couple left. Functional fizz for self-care. And what that means is seltzer
Okay.
as like taken for healing, for health. So like adding ginger, and you know how, this is how I understand it to be. You know how people would always take, or still do, ginger ale for an upset stomach.
Right.
So it's seltzer with properties in it, or, you know, minerals or additives that are targeting a particular thing.
Right. Okay. I got you. Like memory, or, you know, heart, or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's a ton of that stuff. There's juices and there teas, and there's a ton of that stuff right now. But I think seltzer, you know, soda's gonna get phased out.
Maybe.
I have a feeling seltzer is on the rise, but less of the. They're gonna have still like it tastes like Coke, seltzer, or grape, or whatever.
Yeah.
But more heading in the direction of health conscious.
Right.
Sure.
Okay.
Will we like it? I
don't know.
I'll tell
Maybe
you,
some,
but I'll
maybe
try
not
it.
others.
I'll try it. Clean labels. Yes, that's the next one. I say yes. Clean labels for sure.
What does that mean?
It means less ingredients in your stuff.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Yeah, and things that are, like vitamin and mineral fortified.
Okay.
Instead of just like just trying to have healthy, clean, without all the
Sounds
additives.
good to me.
I think that's
I'm
wise.
all for that.
Yeah, and more like natural sweeteners.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's. Next, 0 proof spirits. I am so down with that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all for that.
We don't drink currently.
Right.
We have in our lives before, but we haven't in years. There is something, though, there is a mindset in certain situations where it's nice to just have a little sip. It's like a little cup full of ice and a little straw maybe, or have it be interesting
Something
or
special,
pretty or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, a special drink instead of the drink that I carry around with me all the time.
All the time, yeah.
And I haven't really craved a drink much until, spoiler alert, we just got new patio furniture.
Yeah.
And we were sitting on the patio and I was thinking, it'd be nice to have a special little drink, but it doesn't have to be, I don't mean alcohol, I just mean something different.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I
so
agree with that. Yeah.
Is there 0 proof wine?
I think so. I think there is.
So something like that you just sip on. It's more for mood and vibe than it is like to refresh, right?
Right. Yeah. Because, I used to drink beer and I liked hoppy IPAs, but I don't want to drink anymore. And so there's like a tea that's made out of hops that kind of has
that, huh?
bitter like citrusy punch to it. And I do like that a lot. It's really good.
Being outside triggers me more than anything. Not when we're working and stuff like that, but we're just like sitting out there relaxing. Sometimes I'm like, that's when we would sit and have like a glass of wine or something. And so, yeah, I'm down with that. Or like, I love Bloody Marys. I just love the tomatoey, with all the junk in it. I don't need the vodka. So, yes, I think that's a great trend. Last, I saved the weirdest one for last.
Okay.
I don't think you're ready for this. Because I know I'm not ready for this. I don't think you're ready.
All right.
But I'm going to tell you anyways. Potato milk.
Potato milk? Well, I know they have eyes, but how are you going to milk them?
Let's... yeah. So it's one of those things, I don't have anything to say about it other than it is being developed and it's supposed to be very creamy and good.
Maybe it's good.
I'll try it.
Yeah. Who knew, the almond milk would be so popular, so maybe the potato milk will be good.
And I can't drink almond milk.
Right.
So
yeah.
Maybe that would, I don't know, be better than cow's milk or whatever. I don't know. I'll try it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the biggest surprise on the page. All that stuff about, more environmentally conscious stuff, that's not a surprise, right? The Seltzer stuff, all of that stuff, none of that's a shocker.
No.
Butterboards, if you've been on TikTok, you've seen those.
That seems strange.
Island flavors, bold flavors, some of that I'm like, yep. And I get to the end and it says potato milk. And I had to read and reread that no less than 10 times.
I don't understand, though, how they come up with these things and say that it's going to be trending before it trends.
I don't either. I mean, I understand it when you're talking about, a little bit, when you're talking about a movie, right? It's in development, the story, and you're like, oh, this is going to be big. This is going to be a big movie. When you're talking about food, how do you know how people will react?
Yeah, sure. That's what I wonder. But
I don't know. So
what do I know, though?
Let us know which of those things that you say heck no to and which ones you say bring it on to. Overall, I think it all pretty much sounds interesting. There's only a couple that I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Right.
But we're willing to give most anything a try, as you know.
Yeah, we're pretty open-minded.
Yeah. So that was fun. Come to Instagram if you haven't already and find us over there, Love and Junk with no D. We'd love to have you join us. And over there, we show you food trends, new trendy restaurants and dishes that are trending and new food products that are coming out. So be sure to find us over there. And then come to the comments here when you're answering that question about which of these you get down with and which you don't. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll pin a comment so you can subscribe to this channel and our other channels where we do other things. We have a game channel, which we love, and we have another channel where we do other things. Now, if you love trends, or food, or us,
or the video,
or potato milk,
give
this video a big thumbs up. It really helps our channel when you do that. That's all we have for today.
That's it, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.